Back at it. Real quick, Moscato for the night. So there you have it, guys. The title says it all. I'm really just over it. I'm tired of the shits. I'm done. I don't know what else more to say. I could add on a few more words there. But I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done with the shits. I'm done with the games. I'm done with. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I think I'm done. If I haven't said that yet, I think I just might be done. And it's at the point where, you know, I'm just not gonna accept it. I'm not gonna accept it. I'm just really not. I'm really not gonna accept it. And clearly I'm going through the motions right now. I just, just like you all, just finished watching Wednesday, the Wednesday Night War special tonight. And tonight AEW clearly is not on. Clearly was not on, period. So it gave me some time to watch NXT, and I am a big component when it comes to, like, I support independent wrestling, like, wholeheartedly. And shout out to IWTV, the wrestling app. I'm introduced to a lot of stuff. But, and when it came to NXT, I automatically loved it, but this is too much. This is just, I can no longer, like, I'm just, this is no, we're not going to take it. I'm fed up. Tonight, this is the AEW playlist. Right now I'm listening to Sammy Guevara, AEW star. Actually, it's interesting that I bring him. He's someone who's under fire as well, and he just came back as well. Like, it's just interesting what's happening right now in the world of professional wrestling. What's up, guys? My name is Peter Parker. For those that are wondering who the hell I am, Peter Parker, the host of DTA Podcast, aka EJP CEO Corner. You can follow me there. I have Twitter, Instagram, and a Facebook public page. Going to be adding some new blogs to it, so definitely put on that notification. But tonight, I am here representing my brand, DTA Podcast. We cover pro wrestling news, hot topics, top stories, and special features. Last week, I did a feature, hashtag WrestleQueer, where I covered the gay wrestlers, LGBT wrestlers in the industry, what needs to be done. Tonight, we're talking about Velveteen Dream. He is a part of NXT. Those that do not watch NXT, it started on the WWE Network. Now it's on USA. It's competing with AEW, which comes on Wednesday nights on TNT, same time, 8 to 10. So tonight was their installment. And tonight we had NBA on TNT, so we didn't watch AEW. So my eyes were set on NXT, as I just mentioned, as we started this broadcast. But the thing that I want to talk about tonight is, I'm not going to even try to sugarcoat anymore. Let's get straight to this guy right here, guys. Him right here. This is the man that I want to talk about right here. That is Velveteen Dream. Once again, I'm going to blow his face up so you guys can see it. That is the man. That is the one who I am discussing. And it is a conversation that I know a lot of people have kind of already dealt with in their own way, and it is what it is. I'm going to talk about it now. And for those that do not know, who have not been following wrestling news, as that is my job. So what's going on right now with Velveteen Dream? Long story short, there's some allegations quite a while back, and it started with, every industry right now is going through their own situation when it comes to just people speaking out. And ironically, that is the, or should I say coincidentally, that is the same hashtag. Yeah, ironically, it is the same hashtag, but hashtag speaking out in the world of professional wrestling. And this came out roughly about 2 months ago. And it's been tearing up the industry by storm. It's as I said on my show, it is our version of the Me Too situation. Nothing new. Yeah, once again, it's a lot to deal with for the wrestling industry, for people who live in this kayfabe bubble, this kayfabe silo, if you will. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about it. And, so Velveteen Dream was accused of multiple situations. And at first it started out with one person, saying that he was talking to a young high school teenager via text, Snapchat, whatnot. Pictures came out alleging him of just, talking to minors. And this came out, and immediately Velveteen Dreams went on Twitter. Velveteen Dreams said that he immediately denied it. He immediately denied it. He went on Twitter, said, anyone who's saying this, I'm filing, speaking to my lawyers, and we're looking into this, blah, blah, blah. So, everyone, part of the podcast world was just like, okay, we're taking his word for it, and then from there, it was really just a whole nother situation that turned from there, because during that time, it was a lot of other people being involved in the hashtag speaking out situation in professional wrestling. So, while we're all sourcing all this data and getting all this information, Velveteen Dream was on the side, and in between all this, he happened to get into a car accident. Valid. Great. We're going to come to that. We're going to come back to that car accident in just a minute, in a couple of minutes. But so as that all is happening, as I just mentioned, like, there is a whole situation going on up to about, if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, it was up to about 50 professional wrestlers caught in these situations, in the hashtag speaking out, being accused of sexual assault, some rape, and the list goes on and on. Again, this is dark, deep stuff, but this is what's going on in the industry, and a lot of it was to women of the wrestling industry who were coming out in the speaking out movement. However, we did have a group of men who did come out as well, men who were in interactions with other men. That goes on in the industry as well, and to that story. So eventually, it followed up with Velveteen Dream. 2 more people came out towards Velveteen Dream. So now we're at going. The numbers are rising. So this other person by the name of Josh Fuller was someone that Velveteen Dream was talking to. And as the story starts to progress, news sites started putting out more and more information. And mind you, like I said, there was a whole slew of other wrestlers that were involved with the hashtag speaking out situation. And, it's something that I take serious. I take it very serious as a victim of sexual assault. And I just, it's hard, it's hard when you are, it's hard when you feel like you're alone. You're the only one. And no matter how much people or you yourself try to make it better or make it okay, and somehow in your mind it never really settles. And I myself am going to therapy for it, but in this situation, wrestlers don't have health care. Wrestlers don't have sometimes the resources or access to get these things out, specifically women in the industry. And that goes for a lot of industries. It's not just professional wrestling, sports, fashion. It goes on and on, corporate, and you're damn if you're a woman, you're damn if you're gay, and anywhere, basically. And add on a couple ethnicities and it's even worse. So it's just it's a tough topic to discuss when my job is to source the news, report it from a fair perspective. However, I'm not shy away from calling people out or holding people accountable when need be, and these wrestlers are, when they definitely become stars in their own platforms, like as I report on a show, they become larger than life. And a lot of them can't get out of their own head. Like, for instance, when you go to work and you go and you do your job and you're around your friends and you're kikiing or having your little situation and blah, 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 and you clock out of work, you clock out. Wrestlers, they can't do that. Their egos are too big, and it takes somebody with a lot of maturity and season, like a seasoned wrestler, to really understand the value of this industry and the value of what it brings. And Velveteen Dream is a young wrestler, aka Patrick Clark, for those, and I believe he's in his mid to late 20s, but point being is, and as you can see with his aesthetic here, he's a black man. I'm not here to tear any black man down. I'm just here to report the news. But in this situation, this is the news wrapped in my feelings on the WWE deciding to bring him back. Weeks while this stuff is still surfacing, and as it's still surfacing, more stuff is still rumbling. And then now that you brought him back, one of the accusers is stating that they still have yet to be contacted. And it's just really messy and really tasteless and disgusting. I've been a fan of professional wrestling pretty much my whole life. I grew up watching WrestleMania and getting involved with the company and seeing like what was around with WWF at the time, and we had NWA and WCCW and all this stuff going around, and as things started to grow, and my mind was particularly on just WWF, but I knew a bit of other things at the time. And as I got older, I got more and more involved in the business and the industry. And as the internet started to develop, I got into the online, and that's when I started the passion for sourcing and researching and finding out how the business worked, and getting the excitement that it was possibly a thing that maybe I can get into. Being a kid of the projects and just seeing that it was something that I could use to just take my mind off, and and then find out that it's something I could make a career off. Like, it was possible, but I wasn't out at the time, but I was still young and naive and thinking that, it was a shoo-in for me. Never made it anywhere, but I did get as far as trying to find out the address to HBK's wrestling school in Texas. So that's another story I'll save for my show. Or my book. But so, and then from there, it just grew, it just grew. And I started to find out a little bit about the industry, how it works, and, what's the situations, and the wrestlers on the road 300 days a year, and et cetera, et cetera. And, these people just, it's not as rosy and peachy as it seems once the TV goes off, and so I understand that it's tough for these guys. Like, and that's my point. Like, I understand that this thing it's a hell of a job. It is, as I tell, my partner all the time, like it is a kayfabe opera. It really is. It's wrestlers living in kayfabe. Kayfabe is where, it's the wrestlers staying in character, basically, and it's just, and as the opera situation, it's a story that continues. It's an evolution. It's content. It's characters. It's love. It's drama. It's suspense. It's all of that. So and just soap opera. And you got your heels, you got your baby faces, and each one of them play different roles. Sometimes they switch over. No one ever dies. Just like a soap opera. So. But yeah, so I just fast forward to now, with social media and 24/7 digital content. If you're a top star, you're making good money. I mean, close to 7 figures, good money. And that's what this business is all about. WWE has set the blueprint for what professional wrestling can look like if you have a promotion and you're top stars. And NXT is their middle brand, if you will, where all the new fresh talent comes from. NXT was something that's innovative. It's a hell of a thing of its own, like Wheelhouse, which is why it has its own show, its own platform, its own night. Same channel as Raw, for those that are wondering. Come on Wednesdays, 8 to 10. I recommend people check it out. But with Velveteen Dream right here, Patrick Clark, there is more evidence coming out regarding, like I said, the people are speaking, saying that they have not been contacted. However, we also have his boss, news from his boss, Triple H, Hunter, Paul, whatever the hell you know him as. He is speaking. And we also have some news on Nia Jax. Right, Nia Jax. She's connected to this. Interestingly enough. So I'm trying to think as I change this song. Almost done. Well, fine. All right. So Velveteen Dream returned last week, and I already knew that everything was going to go awry. I already knew, without a doubt, that the minute I saw him return, because there was an open spot for, a mystery opponent, whatever, and I didn't care. Like I said, normally I always check for research and stuff like that, but lately I just let me be surprised. Things hit my desk and I'm just like, I don't feel like checking it, so out comes Velveteen Dream, just like that, and obviously, not the same outfit, but giving same, aesthetic type tees. And immediately I knew where this was going. So I already knew. I'm like, okay, well, Triple H is looking out for his top talent. And here he goes, just making a coin. And nothing has yet been solved. And I didn't even know that the person was doing all this social media stuff. The accuser. I was just saying in my head, like, oh, great. So clearly, we're back on the bullshit at WWE. Mind you, they put out statements and we're not tolerating this, and we're gonna arrest everyone. I mean, not arrest people, but we're gonna terminate people and a no drama free WWE type shit. That could have been your slogan, but you know, and mind you, it was a lot of wrestlers. You know, NXT UK, because NXT is a independent thing. You know, they you know, the developmental territory type thing. So they got spots here, there. You know, was doing something in Japan, but that got you know, correct. But Japan wasn't having it either. So you guys want to know more about that? You could check out DTA Podcast. Go to the Facebook page or Twitter. Check out Linktree. We got the episodes up there. I forget what episode it was, child, but it's there. But so now, you know, Triple H decides to bring him back on NXT, and like I said, it is a complete, you know, shit show on Twitter. Wrestle Twitter is going through the roof, and I was one of them. You know, I was just like, what the hell is going on? And then I go and see that Triple H goes out and do a conference call, because you know that's his brand, and he does that when events are coming. This Saturday is this Sunday is NXT Takeover 30, and then Saturday NXT Takeover 30, and Sunday is SummerSlam. There we go. I believe it's the 33rd edition SummerSlam as well. 33rd, yes. We're getting up there. But so Saturday's NXT's Takeover. So tonight was the last show, which we called the Go Home show. So the Go Home episode NXT, and Velveteen Dream was in a match last week. That started Twitter. This week was just like, I was like, okay, see what the fuck they're gonna do, because you know, tonight he won that match, and now he's a part of this possible run for a new title. That's how wrestling works. So some would say, oh, you know, EJ, you know, what's the problem? Blah blah blah. The problem is that he's problematic. That's the problem. He's problematic, and you know, because again, started out with just one person, and it was just he tweeted immediately. He immediately went to Twitter. My lawyers are honest. Da da da. Okay, that was strong. That was assertive. That was don't fuck with me. Don't play that shit. You know, don't put that out there. Like don't do that. And then you know more people. Like 2 more people come out, so you know, so now it's a problem. Now it's a problem of all the other 40 plus wrestlers that are involved on this. It's a problem. It's a problem when you have multiple people, but one person with multiple people. Like it's a problem. So a big problem, especially when you're a publicly traded, especially when you have investors' money wrapped in your freaking brand. I'm not going to keep, you know, cursing, but especially. But again, here we are. So they do this statement, WWE do this little PR run, and we're not gonna da 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 da. All right, great. So here we are, about 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks later, whatever. He did get into a car accident, so obviously he needs time to heal. So now, again, here comes the outrage of everyone on Wrestle Twitter, including myself, and just like, what is going on? And then, to my knowledge, now, it hits my desk that the boss, Hunter, Paul, Triple H, goes on to CBS Sports, a safe space, and addresses his return. And in regards to Patrick Clark, Triple H says that he looked into what was there and didn't find anything, end quote. He goes on, reasons why Velveteen hasn't been on TV many weeks is that he was in a car accident on June 26th, and so he was taken off of TV at that time. He goes on and says, in this day today, accusations are made and then you take them all very seriously. He goes on and says, you look into the best you can and find out what is there and what isn't. In this situation, Velveteen was in a car accident. That's what took him off TV. In the moment, all other stuff happens and you look into it and you find that this is a situation that people bring to everyone's attention. You look into it and find that this is what there is nothing there. And he goes on and says the situation to bring him back was made after he cleared from the car accident. And then it goes on. As I said, he refuted the first allegation that came in April, but did not comment on allegations that were made in June. Josh Fuller, the guy who is the guy in the situation, Josh Fuller, who made claims in June with apparent evidence to back up his allegations, said last week that he was never contacted by the WWE during their investigation. Now, again, there's more to this, obviously. Josh has text messages. Someone else had a voice message. Another person had a nude pic. So it's a lot. It's sorted. It's gone. A lot of things gone. But you found nothing. Somebody said that they haven't been contacted. I don't think people would say that and not, but in regards to what people are saying, the Wrestling Observer basically is talking about a whole lot of things. And one of the things that they said, I agree, is basically like things happen. Someone can accuse someone of something, disappear, and that disappearance can be a lot of components, whether it could be, they lied or they got paid off or something else. We don't know, but that leads skepticism and speculations. So now this other person is saying, oh my God, well, no one contacted me and you're saying nothing was there. Like, I have all this evidence. So this person, Josh, if you're listening, if you're watching, you have to go do what you have to do. If that's something that really happened and you really feel a certain way with this, and I'm not saying I don't believe you, I'm not picking any side. What I'm talking about is the actions of this brand. But there's more than one person. So I'm a person. I'm somebody that goes by the numbers. Like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a lot. So, I mean, I don't know where we, but on another hand, I'm not running a multi-billion-dollar company. So, they have a lot of work to do. And again, Saturday is the NXT TakeOver 30. WWE is a billion-dollar wrestling promotion. Okay, they set the standard for the industry. And I'm not even I was gonna say something, but I'm not even gonna say that because that's disrespectful to the people, including myself. So we're not even gonna do that. But one of the things I will say is that this is getting ugly, It seems like it's not getting any better. So to continue with Josh Fuller, one of the accusers, goes on and says, the only thing that's pissing me off from social media are people claiming that it was clearly in there when there's no proof or statement that ever was the case. Myself or anyone else involved weren't contacted by anyone by my knowledge. Goes on and says, also, anyone claiming I'm coming forward about things for clout, I don't understand the logic behind that whatsoever. I literally have no personal gain and everything to lose by speaking up on things about things. Yeah. So says that he was sending inappropriate messages to him when he was 16 years old. You guys can read all this other shit online. It's just type in Velveteen Dream. It's all there. But so he had some backstage heat on, his return. And, basically a lot of people backstage are not feeling it. And rightfully so. And basically, according to Fightful, shout out to Hill by Nature for this one. NXT talent were made aware of his return minutes before he performed. So that's where the heat comes from. That's how they run things, basically, or should I say? But it's a brand. And it goes on here and says there has been significant heat on Velveteen for behavioral issues and what is perceived as preferential treatment in multiple situations that would have had most anyone else fired. So, listen, these are other sites reporting this. I'm not reporting this on my site. I'm just, again, bringing the news. I would love to, but I'm bringing it here. So you guys, but, I think it's very straightforward, and it makes sense. Well, if I was in a business, I don't know what the fuck is he doing here, but that's how it works when you're a top star. He's not a top star, first of all. Triple H is protecting him because he does that NXT. He can. And everyone's alluding to what Vince logic is all about with how he thinks, but this is Triple H. This is how Triple H is running it. So if that's what he wants to do, that's fair, but just know we're not going to stop talking. And neither is Josh. And I respect that. So speaking of not stop talking, we have Nia Jax in the WWE here. She is a female wrestler. I don't have to say too much about her. You could just go her too and see what the feels about her, the temperament. But aside from all that, she is in a lot of things going on right now. She might be in another title match soon. But anywho, so she goes on Instagram, and the Daily Accolade puts on a picture of Velveteen, and then Nia Jax puts a bunch of clown emojis next to the picture of the Velveteen and Triple H, and saying that NXT didn't find any allegations, and this story came out here. Shout out to Ringside. But so, and she put clown faces in the picture of Velveteen and Triple H. Obviously she ain't talking about Triple H, but it's just interesting. And Nia's big on just not giving a damn. And I think that's what a lot of people love about her. She really gets into her character. And I feel her like, what are you doing here? You're a clown. Go somewhere. And there's other stories to it too. We're gonna do more on this on Sunday, on our first part of 2-part season finale. We're gonna record this new episode Sunday. So just stick around for that because there's so much more. I want to go in further, but it's no need to. I think I said enough. And again, this is gonna get really, really more messy. The man shut down his Instagram. Everything, and now he's back or whatever. So, and then he goes on social and says that stop talking about him because it's hurting his career. And so me, stop him, and everyone who's just looking at news and pulling sourcing and just like, okay, this is becoming a problem, and like we're just supposed to just not act like it's not happening. Like, okay, no. So it is what it is. Like, to that point, like it's just, we're gonna do what we gotta do, and you gotta do what you gotta do. Do I think you should be working? Hell no. I don't think you should be working. They want to pay you, that's fine. That's them. They're a private company. They do well, publicly traded, but they do what they want. Like, like I don't agree. This is where cancel culture, where like people want to call cancel culture or whatever. Like, this is the culture of you holding people accountable for their actions. And that's how I feel when it comes to social media. You're sending pictures of your peen and texting and social media and Snapchats and voice things. And so it's like so much evidence towards you, and you're trying to just act like it's A-okay because someone's protecting you. And that's the heat. That's the situation, guys. It's backstage. It's, people are leaking things because they're pissed off. When this comes out by sites like this and Fightful and other sites that are reputable and got sources that are leaking this stuff to them, like this is not some whisper in the wind. This is real stuff. So if they're gonna, because with these two events coming up this Sunday, there's a chance Velveteen may leave with the title, North American title. And again, that's your decision. But moving forward, everyone's going to continue doing what they're doing. And there are a lot of opinion pieces out. And obviously none of them are cute. But this is how people feel. We got to hold these people accountable. You can't just continue to bring people back because there's money to be made on our behalf. Because we're the ones giving you the money, right? We're the ones about to pay $125 to go get a 2-minute video of these wrestlers for Sunday because they want to give some meet and greet virtual bullshit. Like $125 in a pandemic? Are you kidding me? Okay. So it is what it is. I rest my case. Again, guys, I'm going to be doing more on this for Sunday. And I just wanted to dive in real quick on what's going on with Velveteen Dream. Real quick, I just want to say, again, we lost a couple of people in professional wrestling. Rest in peace, Kamala. Kamala, the wrestler, that is. He was a figure in the late 80s, whatnot, wrestling situation, and coming into play with the whole Hulk Hogan, the 80s, 90s. But I saw a lot of footage of him, and he's been around. I just knew of him again in one company, but then these people pass, you get to celebrate their legacy. He was like one of the first like African wrestlers brought here, and that whole cultural vibe, and giving all of it, everything back in the days, like the spiritual stuff before Papa Shango. For those that remember Papa Shango, you guys got to follow him, the Godfather. Hilarious. Instagram, follow him. And you got to follow Virgil. I can't. Speaking of, we got news on the $1 Million Man. $1 Million Man, not so much. It looks like the FBI is coming for that money, honey. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. But also, guys, we lost another wrestler in the industry. We lost someone by the name of Xavier, who was the Ring of Honor champion. Ring of Honor is it's like a second tier promotion, if you will. They have a TV show that's on cable, whatnot. Just Google Ring of Honor. But they lost someone in the industry. He was big in the Ring of Honor independent world. Xavier, one of the first Ring of Honor champions in that time era of the beginning of the Ring of Honor, and he passed early. Real soon. I believe he was in his 40s. Not sure of what, but the wrestling community is mourning his passing along with Kamala, the wrestler. I know Kamala Harris is a big name that's trending too. Shout out to you, girl. You deserve everything. But yeah, so that's going on, guys. So just take a chance to go check them out. Xavier and Kamala, two wrestlers. Check them out on YouTube. See what's out. See what they're about. Rest in peace, both of you. We'll be back on Sunday with a brand new episode. Me and my co-host Suplex Diva. So stick around for that. Check out links for that one. Once again, I'm Peter Parker and signing out here. Follow me at EJP CEO Corner.